Yo, YouTube! What's crack-a-lack-a jack-a-smackin'? It's Waffle Man for video now. Let's get right down to business. I'm making this video because I want a mode that I've loved since 2K12, 2K11 to come back into 2K16 fully implemented. I know I'm not as big as the YouTubers like Shake and Bake, Chris Smooth, Gentle, Cash Nasty, but you know what? Maybe our voices will be heard in this video. I mean, I'm gonna be adding a lot of people. Be sure to like this video, you know, retweet my retweets. I'm gonna be trying to get this video out there because I know there's a lot of people that really want online association mode to return. As you seen in the beginning clip, all the settings, all the features were there for the settings. You know, you could choose whether you want the game to be on sim, casual sliders, Hall of Fame, superstar, quarter length, and all that stuff. But as you can see in this, the league mode that they've brought into next gen since 2K14 has been bare bones. I mean, you can't really do anything. You look at the menu, there's no fantasy draft, which is odd. I mean, the standings and the stats aren't, you know, they're not dedicated. You can look at the team roster, which is all good. The team roster looks clean. You know, it's all there. You can look at different teams in different styles, all their attributes and whatnot. But you know, league mode in this game lacks. And even in the trades feature, if you propose a trade, there's no salary cap and you could basically trade any position for anybody. So it really, and there's no picks, there's no draft, so trades are just happening, you know, basically like nothing. I mean, there's no limit to anything, and honestly, without a draft, this is not really a great incentive to play the mode. Now, looking back at 2K13, one of the greatest 2K games ever made, you see we have a draft right here. We could make our own league, give people the password so people don't just randomly join. You know, we could look at the entire roster for the draft before we even go into the draft, so we even have a game plan going into the draft. It tells you what time the draft is going to start. You know, we know the salaries, and look at this, dedicated statistics, standings. So we have the Western Conference standings and the Eastern Conference standings and current win streaks, last 10 games, instead of just having a standings list that just says the wins and losses for the whole team. And it's not even conferences in the league mode in 2K15. Now, see, this is great, man. Having standings is awesome. And as you can see me moving through the menu is plentiful. There's plenty of things in the menu. There's player stats. You can look at all the position stats, to every position, the player stats on your team, and you can just go down the list. I mean, online association back in 2K13, you know, 2K14 last gen, it was basically like my GM mode or the association mode online. That's what it's supposed to be like. And look at this, you can even look at the power rankings. I mean, how great is that? I mean, I've had a lot of, you know, my channel used to be based on online association. That's when I started to get up on YouTube. It wasn't because of my team. It wasn't because, well, it was because a little bit of my career, but it was mainly because of online association, man. And that's always been the mode that no one's ever really talked about. And I know a lot of YouTubers play it, or used to play it, when it used to be what it was. You know, people used to love drafting their teams. I mean, online association was a mode you didn't have to pay for. It's not a mode where you could pay and get the best team, or, you know, get lucky and get, you know, the best team in a pack or something. You don't have to buy packs to get a team. You know, you don't have to face stacked teams that, you know, you're feeling underwhelmed because you just didn't have the, you know, the opportunity to get these players like pink diamond codes and all that stuff. No, online association is a mode you play with your friends. You might be able to play with your subscribers since there's 30 teams, and you're able to draft your own team to your liking. I mean, it doesn't matter what pick you get. The first pick, every single pick, you're drafting the player you want to get. That's available. If you get the first pick, maybe you will pick LeBron James, but you have to take into the account, maybe LeBron James will become a free agent. That's where online association becomes such a great mode, because it's so dynamic. So many things could happen. I mean, players are trading, you know, with each other throughout the league until the trade deadline. You can even, and back in online association 2K13, you could even decide if there was going to be a trade deadline, which is another great thing. I mean, this mode was so much fun, man. I mean, I used to have so much fun drafting Eric Gordon. I used to be drafting Eric Gordon and the same type of players, you know, the same type of bench, and I used to be killing everybody in the leagues. Especially when it came to free agency, some people in the league would just you know, tank till free agency and sign these players. Now free agency was also fun too, because depending on the cap you had, you could have signed players. Everyone had, you know, veterans minimum, mid-level, medium level exception in the free agency. So, you know, people were signing players and it was fun, you know. And sometimes in free agency we had to make rules because people went overboard on signing, you know, free agents. They used to sign potentially 2 superstars in free agents. But other than that, you know, online association, man, that was a great mode. And then you had the NBA draft. So if you had a couple of draft picks, you could have got like a easy 80 overall player. The trades were great. You know, people were trading with each other. Signings, there were actually, you know, free agent signings during the season, unlike the league we have now. If the player's not on the roster in the league on the team, he's not going to be in the league. And it's the same thing with the teams. In online association, you could have CPU teams. So in this league, in 2K15 and 2K14, you can't have, in next gen, you can't have CPU rosters. So the players that you come in with, the teams that you come in with, those are the players you're gonna have and be using or be trading with. That's it. You can't have any CPU take control of a team. Maybe someone wants to join in mid-season and take over a CPU controlled team. You can't do that. If someone leaves the league because of something happened to them, or, you know, some issue, or, you know, an event happened that they have to just temporarily leave, or, you know, permanently leave, then someone could just easily take over back in online association. But nope, if they do it in NBA 2K15, that team is basically rendered loose and eliminated. So yeah, all that stuff is good. And even back in online association, player development, if you draft young players, the following season they get better. Older players get significantly, or not significantly, but a decent amount worse depending on their age, and some even retire. So it's a very dynamic mode, and depending on the potential, you could have an 80 overall player that's young, like Evan Turner, who used to be young in 2K13, come up the next season and become like an 85 to a 90 overall player. And that was just excuse me, I was getting way into the video right there, but that was just great. And also, you also got reward points depending on how many all-stars you get, if you won the NBA finals, if you made it to the playoffs, if you won your division, if you won your conference, you know, the amount of wins you got. And those reward points you could use to even increase your players' attributes, and that's only 1 per player. So you can increase their shooting, their defense, their rebounding. It's just so much in the game, man. And I'm begging 2K, man, I'm begging, if you're watching this video, please bring this mode back. I mean, you could have trades being vetoed and, you know, kicking people, and have different moderators, so you don't have to be the sort of league manager doesn't have to be on every single time, you know, to moderate the league. I mean, it's such a great mode, man. I mean, we need this mode back. 2K, please. Everyone that's watching the video, tweet this out at LD2K, Ronnie2K, because I don't know, I don't think this mode is such a hard mode to get back into the game, but I know a lot of you fans would really enjoy this mode. If you have never played it, you'd really enjoy it, and I really enjoyed it before. A lot of people did. But anyways, YouTube, I'm out. Peace.